Hello, my name is Josie, and this is True Identity in Him. Thank you for joining me. True Identity in Him is here for those of us who want to stay connected to God's Word in the midst of busy schedules and life's interruptions. Please join me as we follow the weekly rhythm of the Parashah calendar and dive into Scripture together. Here I share readings from the Torah, the Haftarah, and the Hadashah, the first 5 books of Moses, the prophets and the writings, and the Gospels of the Holy Bible. Whether you're new to Scripture or a seasoned Berean with many years of feasting on His words, this is a place to listen, learn, reflect, and discover who you are in Him, your true identity. Staying close to our Creator, the one who gives the words of life, is essential, and knowing what His Word actually says is how we come to know Him, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. Today I read Parashah 38, Korach, from the Complete Jewish Bible Version. This Torah portion is from the book of Bamidbar, also known as the book of Numbers, chapter 16, verse 1, through chapter 18, verse 32. We will then read the corresponding Haftarah portion from the book of Shemuel Aleph, also known as 1 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 14, through chapter 12, verse 22. We'll conclude in the Gospels from the book of Matthew, also known as the book of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 13 through 24. Okay, let's get started. Now, Korach, the son of Yitzhar, the son of Kehat, the son of Levi, along with Datan and Aviram, the sons of Eliav and On, the son of Pelet, descendants of Reuven, took men and rebelled against Moshe. Siding with them were 250 men of Israel, leaders of the community, key members of the council, men of reputation. They assembled themselves against Moshe and Aharon and said to them, "You take too much on yourselves. After all, the entire community is holy, every one of them, and Adonai is among them. So why do you lift yourselves up above Adonai's assembly?" When Moshe heard this, he fell on his face. Then he said to Korach and to his whole group, "In the morning, Adonai will show who are his, and who is the holy person he will allow to approach him. Yes, he will bring whomever he chooses near to himself. So do this. Take censers, Korach and all of your group, put fire in them, and put incense in them before Adonai tomorrow. And the one whom Adonai chooses will be the one who is holy. It is you, you sons of Levi, who are taking too much on yourselves." Then Moshe said to Korach, "Listen here, you sons of Levi. Is it for you a mere trifle that the God of Israel has separated you from the community of Israel to bring you close to himself, so that you can do the work in the tabernacle of Adonai and stand before the community serving them? He has brought you close, and all your brothers, the sons of Levi, with you. Now you want the office of Kohen too? That's why you and your group have gathered together against Adonai. After all, what is Aharon that you complain against him?" Then Moshe sent to summon Datan and Aviram, the sons of Eliav, but they replied, "We won't come up. Is it such a mere trifle bringing us up from a land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the desert, that now you arrogate to yourself the role of dictator over us? You haven't at all brought us into a land flowing with milk and honey, and you haven't put us in possession of fields and vineyards. Do you think you can gouge out these men's eyes and blind them? We won't come up." Moshe was very angry and said to Adonai, "Don't accept their grain offering. I haven't taken one donkey from them. I've done nothing wrong to any of them. Moshe said to Korach, you and your group be there before Adonai tomorrow. You, they, and Aharon. Each of you take his fire pan and put incense in it. Every one of you. Bring before Adonai his fire pan. 250 fire pans, and you too, and Aharon, and each one his fire pan. So each man took his fire pan, put fire in it, laid incense on it, and stood at the entrance to the tent of meeting with Moshe and Aharon. Korach assembled all the group who were against them at the entrance to the tent of meeting. Then the glory of Adonai appeared to the whole assembly. Adonai said to Moshe and Aharon, separate yourselves from this assembly. I'm going to destroy them now. And they fell on their faces and said, O God, God of the spirits of all humankind, if one person sins, are you going to be angry with the entire assembly? Adonai answered Moshe, tell the assembly to move away from the homes of Korach, Datan, and Aviram. Moshe got up and went to Datan and Aviram, and the leaders of Israel followed him. And there he said to the assembly, leave the tents of these wicked men. Don't touch anything that belongs to them, or you may be swept away in all their sins. So they moved away from all around the area where Korach, Datan, and Aviram lived. Then Datan and Aviram came out, and they stood at the entrance to their tents with their wives, their sons, and their little ones. And Moshe said, here is how you will know that Adonai has sent me to do all these things, and that I haven't done them out of my own ambition. If these men die a natural death like other people, only sharing the fate common to all humanity, then Adonai has not sent me. But if Adonai does something new, if the ground opens up and swallows them with everything they own, and they go down alive to Sheol, then you will understand that these men have had contempt for Adonai. And the moment he finished speaking, the ground under them split apart, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up with their households, all the people who had sided with Korach, and everything they owned. So they and everything they owned went down alive into Sheol. The earth closed over them, and their existence in the community ceased. All Israel around them fled at their shrieks, shouting, the earth might swallow us too. And then fire came out from Adonai and destroyed the 250 men who had offered the incense. Adonai said to Moshe, tell Eleazar, the son of Aharon, the Kohen, to remove the fire pans from the fire and scatter the smoldering coals at a distance, because they have become holy. Also the fire pans of these men, whose sin cost them their lives, have become holy, because they were offered before Adonai. Therefore have them hammered into plates to cover the altar. This will be a sign for the people of Israel. Eleazar the Kohen took the brass fire pans which the men who had been burned to death had offered, and they hammered them into a covering for the altar, to remind the people of Israel that an ordinary person, not descended from Aharon, is not to approach and burn incense before Adonai, if he wants to avoid the fate of Korach and his group, as Adonai has said to him through Moshe. But the very next day, the whole community of the people of Israel, they complained against Moshe and Aharon. You have killed Adonai's people. However, as the community was assembling against Moshe and Aharon, they looked in the direction of the tent of meeting and saw the cloud cover it and the glory of Adonai appear. Moshe and Aharon came to the front of the tent of meeting. Adonai said to Moshe, get away from this assembly, and I will destroy them at once. But they fell on their faces. Moshe said to Aharon, take your fire pan and put fire from the altar in it. Lay incense on it and hurry with it to the assembly to make atonement for them, because anger has gone out from Adonai and the plague has already begun. Aharon took it, as Moshe had said, ran into the middle of the assembly. There the plague had already begun among the people, but he added the incense and he made atonement for the people. He stood between the dead and the living, and the plague was stopped. Those dying from the plague numbered 14,700, besides those who died in the Korach incident. Aharon returned to Moshe at the entrance of the tent of meeting, and the plague was stopped. Adonai said to Moshe, "Speak to the people of Israel, and take from them staffs, one for each ancestral tribe, from each leader of a tribe, 12 staffs, and write each man's name on his staff, and write Aharon's name on the staff of Levi. For each tribe's leaders is to have one staff. Put them in the tent of meeting in front of the testimony where I meet with you. And the staff of the man I am going to choose will sprout buds. In this way, I will put a stop to the complaints the people of Israel keep making against you." Moshe spoke to the people of Israel, and all their leaders gave him staffs, one for each leader, according to their ancestral tribes, 12 staffs. Aharon's staff was among their staffs. Moshe put the staffs before Adonai in the tent of the testimony. And the next day Moshe went into the tent of the testimony, and there he saw that Aharon's staff from the house of Levi had budded. It had sprouted not only buds, but flowers and ripe almonds as well. Moshe brought out all the staffs from before Adonai to all of the people of Israel, and they looked, and each man took back his staff. Adonai said to Moshe, "Return Aharon's staff to its place in front of the testimony. It is to be kept there as a sign to the rebels, so that they will stop grumbling against me and thus not die." Moshe did this. He did as Adonai had ordered him. But the people of Israel said to Moshe, "Oh no, we're dead men, lost. We're all lost. Whenever anyone approaches the tabernacle of Adonai, he dies. Will we all perish?" And Adonai said to Aharon, "You, your sons, and your family's family line will be responsible for anything that goes wrong in the sanctuary. You and your sons will be responsible for anything wrong in your service as Kohanim. But you are to bring your kinsmen, the tribe of Levi, along with yourselves to work together with you and help you, you and your sons with you, when you are there before the tent of meeting. They are to be at your disposal and perform all kinds of tasks related to the tent. Only they are not to come near the holy furnishings or the altar, so that neither they nor you will die. They will work together with you in your duties related to the tent of meeting, whatever the service in the tent may be. But an unauthorized person is not to come near you. You will take charge of all the holy things and the altar, so that there will no longer be anger against the people of Israel. I myself have taken your kinsmen, the Leviim, from among the people of Israel, that they may be given as a gift to Adonai for you, so that you can perform the service in the tent of meeting. You and your sons with you will exercise your prerogatives and duties as Kohanim in regard to everything having to do with the altar and within the curtain. I entrust the service required of Kohanim to you. The unauthorized person who tries to perform it is to be put to death." Adonai said to Aharon, "I myself have put you in charge of the contributions given to me. Everything consecrated by the people of Israel I have given and set aside for you and your sons. This is a perpetual law. Here is what is to be yours of the especially holy things taken from the fire. Every offering they make, that is, every grain offering, sin offering, and guilt offering of theirs that they turn over to me, will be especially holy for you and your sons. You're to eat it and an especially holy place. Every male may eat it. It will be set apart for you. Also yours is the contribution the people of Israel give in the form of wave offerings. I have given these to you, your sons and your daughters with you. This is a perpetual law. Everyone in your family who is clean may eat it. All the best of the olive oil, wine, and grain. The first portion of what they give to Adonai, I have given to you. The first produce to turn ripe of all that is in their land, which they bring to Adonai, is to be yours, and every clean person in your family may eat it. Everything in Israel which has been consecrated unconditionally is to be yours. Everything that comes first out of the womb of all living things which they offer to Adonai, whether human or animal, will be yours. However, the firstborn of a human being you must redeem, and the firstborn of an unclean beast you are to redeem. The sum to be paid for redeeming anyone a month old or over is to be 5 shekels of silver, which is 2 ounces. And as you value it using the sanctuary shekel, this is the same as 20 gerahs. But the firstborn of an ox, sheep, or goat, you are not to redeem. They are holy. You are to splash their blood against the altar and make their fat go up in smoke as an offering made by fire, as a fragrant aroma for Adonai. Their meat will be yours, like the breast that is waved and the right thigh. They will be yours. All the contributions of holy things which the people of Israel offer to Adonai, I have given to you, your sons and your daughters with you. This is a perpetual law, an eternal covenant of salt before Adonai for you and your descendants with you. Adonai said to Aharon, you are not to have any inheritance or portion in their land. I am your portion and inheritance among the people of Israel. To the descendants of Levi, I have given the entire 10th of the produce collected in Israel. It is their inheritance and payment for the service they render in the tent of meeting. From now on, the people of Israel are not to approach the tent of meeting, so that they will not bear the consequences of their sin and die. Only the Leviim are to perform the service in the tent of meeting, and they will be responsible for whatever they do wrong. This is to be a permanent regulation through all your generations. They are to have no inheritance among the people of Israel, because I have given to the Leviim as their inheritance the tenths of the produce which the people of Israel set aside as a gift for Adonai. This is why I have said to them that they are to have no inheritance among the people of Israel. Adonai said to Moshe, tell the Leviim, when you take from the people of Israel the 10th of the produce which I have given you from them as your inheritance, you are to set aside from it a gift for Adonai, 1/10 of the 10th. And the gift you set aside will be accounted to you as if it were grain from the threshing floor and grape juice from the wine vat. In this way, you will set aside a gift for Adonai from all of your tents that you receive from the people of Israel, and from these tents you are to give to Aharon, the Kohen, the gift set aside for Adonai. And from everything given to you, you are to set aside all that is due Adonai, the best part of it, its holy portion. Therefore you are to tell them, when you set aside from it its best part, it will be accounted to the Leviim, as if it were grain from the threshing floor and grape juice from the wine vat. You may eat it anywhere, you and your households, because it is your payment in return for your service in the tent of meeting. Moreover, because you will have set aside from it its best parts, you will not be committing any sin because of it, for you are not to profane the holy things of the people of Israel. or you will die. And now we'll go to the Haftarah portion in Samuel, 1 Samuel. Then Shemuel said to the people, "Come, let's go to Gilgal and inaugurate the kingship there." So all the people went to Gilgal. And there in Gilgal, before Adonai, they made Shaul king. They presented sacrifices as peace offerings before Adonai there. And there Shaul and all of the people of Israel celebrated with great joy. Shmuel said to all Israel, "Here, I have done everything you asked me to do. I have made a king over you. There is the king walking ahead of you, but I am old and gray-headed. There are my sons with you, and I have walked at your head from when I was a boy until today. So here I am. Now is the time to witness against me before Adonai and before his anointed king. Does any of you think that I have taken your ox or donkey, defrauded or oppressed you, or accepted a bribe to deprive you of justice? Tell me, and I will restore it to you." And they answered, "You haven't defrauded or oppressed us, and you have accepted nothing from anyone." And he said, "Adonai is witness against you, and his anointed king is witness against you today, that you have found nothing in my hands." And they replied, "He is witness." Shmuel said to the people, "It was Adonai who appointed Moshe and Aharon, and who brought your ancestors up from the land of Egypt. Now hold still, because I am going to enter into judgment with you before Adonai regarding all the righteous acts of Adonai that he did for you and your ancestors. After Yaakov had entered Egypt, your ancestors cried to Adonai, and Adonai sent Moshe and Aharon, who brought your ancestors out of Egypt and had them live here in this place. But they forgot Adonai their God. So he handed them over to Sisera, commander of the army of Hazor, and to the Philistine, and to the king of Moab, and they fought against them. But they cried to Adonai and said, "We sinned by abandoning Adonai and serving the Baalam and Ashtaroth. But now, if you rescue us from the power of our enemies, we will serve you." So Adonai sent Yerubbaal, Bedari, Yiftach, and Shemuel, and rescued you from the power of our enemies on every side, and you lived securely. And when you saw that Nachash, the king of the people of Ammon, were attacking you, you said to me, "No, we want a king to rule over us," when Adonai your God was your king. Now here's the king you have chosen, the one you asked for. See, Adonai has put a king over you. If you will fear Adonai, serve him, obey what he says, and not rebel against Adonai's orders. If both you and the king ruling you remain followers of Adonai your God, then things will go well for you. But if you refuse to obey what Adonai says and rebel against Adonai's orders, then Adonai will oppress both you and your leaders. Now therefore, hold still and see the great deed which Adonai will perform before your very eyes. Now is wheat harvest time, isn't it? I am going to call on Adonai to send thunder and rain. Then you will understand and see how wicked from Adonai's viewpoint is this thing that you have done in asking for a king. Shmuel called to Adonai, and Adonai sent thunder and rain that day. Then all the people became very afraid of Adonai and Shmuel. All the people said to Shmuel, "Pray to Adonai your God for your servants so that we won't die, because to all our other sins now we've added this evil as well, asking for a king over us." And Shmuel answered the people, "Don't be afraid. You have indeed done all this evil. Yet now, just don't turn away from following Adonai, but serve Adonai with all of your heart. Don't turn to the side, because then You would go after useless things that can neither help nor rescue. They are so futile. For the sake of his great reputation, Adonai will not abandon his people, because it has pleased Adonai to make you a people for himself. And now we go to the book of Matthew. Yes, I tell you that throughout the whole world, wherever this good news is proclaimed, what she has done will be told in her memory. Then one of the 12, the one called Yehuda from Keriot, went to the head Kohanim and said, "What are you willing to give me if I turn Yeshua over to you?" They counted out 30 silver coins and gave them to Yehuda. And from then on, he looked for a good opportunity to betray him. On the first day for Matzah, the Talmidim came to Yeshua and asked, "Where do you want us to prepare your Seder?" "Go into the city, to so-and-so," he replied, "and tell them that the rabbi says, 'My time is near. My Talmidim and I are celebrating Pesach at your house.'" The Talmidim did as Yeshua directed and prepared the Seder. And when evening came, Yeshua reclined with the 12 Talmidim. And as they were eating, he said, "Yes, I tell you, that one of you is going to betray me." They became terribly upset. They began asking him one after the other, "Lord, you don't mean me, do you?" And he answered, "The one who dips his matzah in the dish with me is the one who will betray me. And the Son of Man will die just as the Tanakh says he will. But woe to that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It would have been better for him had he never been born." Friends, this concludes the readings of Parashah 38, Korach. Thank you for listening. I pray that we continue to grow in the knowledge of his word and draw closer to our God each day. Always remember that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. And I encourage you to stay connected to him. Talk with him, pray to him, reflect on his word each day. It's all about a relationship with our Creator. Remember that he loves you. And as you seek him, you will find him. And in that journey, you will discover your true identity in him. If you enjoy listening to these weekly Bible portions, please consider subscribing to this free channel, turning on notifications, and sharing it with others. You can also click the like button so more people can be blessed by these readings. And before we part, receive these ancient words of blessing. Yevarechecha Adonai vayishmarecha. Ya'er Adonai panav alecha v'chunecha. Yisa Adonai panav alecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. And may the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Shalom.